It's actually really good advice how to do that.
This episode of Scam School brought to you by Domain.com.
Welcome to the show that advocates drinking responsibly, like when you're doing your taxes or changing your oil or signing contracts. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the streets. Hello, beautiful people, I'm Brushwood, and this week it's a classic puzzle of logic and mischief. Which do you have more of? Probably mischief. All right, ready? Toast, toast, toast,
Cheers.
toast, toast.
Cheers.
There we go. All right, guys. I want to do an old classic. This one's been around. Your grandparents probably knew this one. And there's a bunch of different variations on it. But I want to see, out of all of them, I think this one is the most succinct and also, for me, the hardest to wrap my mind around. We'll see if you guys get it. The story goes that an evil, crazy king grabs 3 prisoners. That's going to be you guys, all right? And because he's insane, he reaches into a bucket of hats. And he says, there are 3 black hats in this bucket and 2 green hats. Now close your eyes. And you guys all close your eyes. Then they open their eyes and they look at each other. They, of course, can't see their own hat. And he says, if you are able to tell me what color hat you are wearing and why, then I will set you free. If you guess, you will be executed. You must have impeccable logic. This is a very civilized, smart king. So the first guy looks at the other 2, scratches his chin and says, I can't tell you what color my hat is. The second guy does the same thing. He looks at the 2, scratches his chin, says, I can't tell you what color hat I have. The third guy's at a bit of a disadvantage. He's blind. Here, if you want to put these on. But he's also incredibly clever, and he works out what color hat he's wearing. So the question is, what color hat is the blind guy wearing, and how did he figure it out? Let's bust out some hats. So let's run through some scenarios.
Only a mad king has a bucket of hats.
There are different scenarios. Now, of course, you never see which hats are left in the bucket, but you know these are all the ones that are possible.
Yeah.
With that in mind, what are some ways that it could play out?
Okay, so these 2 guys have said that they can't tell what color hat they have.
Correct.
But this guy's very clever,
Right?
me. This is gonna be a stretch. If they can't tell,
What
It
about you,
almost has to
Steven?
be a matter of probability, right? So there's,
Yeah.
2 versus 3, so there's 5 hats in total. You have a
Yeah.
2/5 probability of having a green hat on your head. You have a 3/5 probability of having a black hat on your head.
okay, so
So,
he knows what you have and what I have. I know
correct.
what you have and
Oh,
what
that's a
he
good
has.
point. That's a very
Wait,
good
no,
point.
you don't.
You don't-
You're blind.
Oh, I don't know.
He knows what I have, and I know what he has. So let's say I'm looking at another green hat. I don't know what I have, right? But I know that he's wearing a green hat. So that leaves us maybe a 1/4.
But you're also able to see.
I'm also able to see, right?
Right.
So if that is the case, you're wearing a green hat, you're wearing maybe a black hat. I still don't know because it could be one or the other.
I don't see a way where we can nail it down definitively, though. I mean, we can narrow the odds,
Right.
right? Or,
All right, are you ready for a hint?
yes.
I'll take a hint.
There is no probability involved. Percentages
Okay.
do not matter. Everything, what
about what we
can
know.
be known is known 100% given the information.
Okay.
And it might be worth it for you guys to actually
Right,
put
and
on
put them
hats
on.
and act it
So-
out.
Actually, that's a good
Why don't you go
idea.
ahead and put on the black
I'll wear a
hat?
black
You go
hat.
put on the green.
Register! Just register! Yesterday, you had the perfect domain. Today, you're gonna register it at Domain.com using promo code SCAMSCHOOL at checkout. You get a .com for instant credibility and leave them in the dust. They say it can't be done, but you're gonna register. Register. So in this case, prisoner 1 would look.
He doesn't know because there's still a black hat and
I
there's a
can't
green
see
hat
these.
left. Is he
We
wearing
don't,
a
we,
green
don't get,
hat?
we don't get to see this, though.
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you don't know.
You-
This is all hidden
Yeah.
right down
Right.
here.
So if I don't know and he doesn't know, you must be wearing a green hat because,
No.
No, listen.
All right,
That's not
are
gonna
you
work.
ready for your second hint?
yes.
The events as I describe them describe what's possible only with a certain selection of hat configurations. If the hats were arranged differently, it could have been that the first person opened his eyes and immediately knew what hat he had. Acting it out with just this configuration might
Right.
not help you. You might want to
So
try mixing it around.
put a green hat on,
Okay.
right? So now I know, right?
Right.
But I think there's another configuration where.
What else can we do?
And we all do have hats on.
If
Yes,
I
yes,
put
yes,
on
there's no trick.
a green hat,
Right.
I see one green hat and one black hat. I
Right.
still don't know because
Right.
I don't know if the green hat is still in the pot. So if he says I don't know, I say I don't know, you must say that I'm wearing a black hat because we don't know, right? Does that make sense?
I still don't understand how the blind guy knows anything.
Dude, all right, you know what? I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I'm gonna let you off the hook.
Okay.
Because it sounds like you don't realize that you got it 100% exactly right and for the right reason. Because he has to be wearing a black hat because prisoner one, if he had seen, here, swap hats here. Prisoner one opened his eyes and looked. If he had seen two green hats, he would have known
Right.
that
Yes.
he was a black hat, right?
Yeah.
Switch back, right?
Right.
So he knows that that wasn't the case. Prisoner two knows what prisoner one knows. Prisoner two says, okay, I know he didn't see two green hats. So if you looked over and saw a green hat, then you would know that you have a black hat, right?
Right.
But you didn't.
Right.
Instead, you saw a black hat, which means maybe you have black, maybe you have green.
So I don't know.
So you don't know. And realizing that that's the case, by elimination, it means that both of them had to be wearing the green hat. So you, the blind guy, are wearing
The black hat.
the black hat. Hooray for Cheers. Yeah.
He is a jerk.
Now, if you're going through this with one of your friends, remember, it is key that they can't just guess it right. They have to know exactly why. It has to be that impeccable logic. Otherwise, they're a faker and a liar. Speaking of which, if you're a faker and a liar, post it down in the comments. I read all that stuff. And of course, if you want to send me your favorite bar scam or puzzle, hit me up at brian@schwood.com. And of course, you and me should be best friends over at twitter.com/schwood. That's SHWOOD. Make sure to join us next week because for the first time ever, I will unzip this false flesh and reveal my true form. For I am, in fact, Grant Thompson, the king of random. And I always was! How's that for random? What's going on, guys? Sorry for shouting at you. Let's do this.
Cheers.
Why are you making chicken noises?
Because I'm chicken. I'm scared of sobriety. God damn it.